3 Los Angeles police officers fatally shot a mentally ill, unarmed man after a high-speed pursuit. They tried to stop him for drunken, reckless driving. However, obviously he did not stop. And the entire case ended after he got out of his vehicle with his back turned to the police officers. And he momentarily put his hands up, but not for long before the cops shot. They shot between 15 to 20 rounds, and as I mentioned, he did die as a result of this. So right now, there's an internal investigation within the LAPD. They're trying to figure out whether or not there was excessive force here. The person who was shot and killed was Newt Beaird, and KTLA covered the entire pursuit. And what I found fascinating about their coverage was the fact that they did not cut away as he was being shot and as he laid there dead.
Yeah. Now look, sometimes mistakes happen. I don't know if they thought it was a mistake or they thought they should show it. I don't actually mind them showing it. Of course you should give a warning.
Of course.
Right.
But you don't see it coming. You don't know. I mean, in this day and age, we should expect the cops to shoot because, remember, shoot first, ask questions later. But at the same time, I mean, it's just...
It could be jarring, and kids could be watching, or people who are sensitive to it, or to regular human beings could be watching and get really, really disturbed by it.
Right.
Now, at the same time, the reason I don't mind them showing it overall, if they had given a warning, is that I want people to see what our cops are doing. So if you're bothered by it, you should be bothered by it, and you should take action to correct it. And if you saw him put his hands up right there on TV, and they shot him anyway, well, now you get a sense of what happens sometimes with our cops. And I remember growing up, like, you remember the TV shows, they used to say, freeze, you're under arrest. I can't remember the last time a cop said, freeze, you're under arrest.
Again,
it's been decades, right?
It goes back to shoot first, ask questions later. But the thing that was really telling for me, and you guys can watch the entire pursuit online, KTLA.com. He has his back turned to the police officials. He's not running toward them. He's not reaching for a gun. You can see his hands very, very clearly. And since his back is turned to them, I feel like that should be warning number 1, that you should not shoot. Now, I should also note that the police chief, Charlie Beck from Los Angeles, said that preliminary information suggests that one officer fired a beanbag round at Beaird before the other officers opened fire. He also continues to say that before an officer discharges a beanbag, the protocol is to loudly state beanbag ready, so that everybody knows that the next detonation that they hear is not a gunshot.
So it's obviously an important context, because once they hear something firing, then they're worried that the guy they were chasing is firing, and then everybody opens fire. Mm-hmm. But not following protocol also gets people killed. And it's part of our overall unfortunately, culture at this point, that it happens over and over again. Our executive producer, Irina, was talking about how the other day she saw that this guy was unruly and he wouldn't listen to the cops and he was running away. She saw it on TV and they didn't shoot him, and she was kind of shocked by it. Like, we've gotten so used to, there's a slight scuffle, well, obviously you shoot the guy, that if a cop doesn't shoot someone, we're like, whoa, look at that restraint. Right?
We're like proud of them.
Yeah.
We're proud of them if they use excessive force by taser or baton. We're like, hey, good job.
Right. And look, this is not the first time it's happened in the LAPD. There was another recent shooting, very similar. And the fact that the guy was a dick and driving around and endangering people and it got you really angry doesn't mean you can execute him. It does mean you should arrest him.
Absolutely.
And bring the full weight of the law on him. But don't go firing first. It just happens way too often.